So, dear guests, dear ladies and gentlemen, distinguished colleagues, I'm Evgenia Gugulan. I am a professor at Academy of Internal Affairs from Republic of Moldova. Today I want to present my presentation regarding the consequences of Russia's aggression against Ukraine for Moldova's internal policies, migration, security, and European climate. I will note that the political context of Ukrainian crisis and its impact of Republic of Moldova. In this context, I want to mention that the war resulting from Russia's large-scale invasions of Ukraine has led to the largest displacement of the people in Europe since World War II. In the facing violence and instability, millions of Ukrainian citizens have been forced to leave their homes and seek refuge in neighboring countries. Moldovan economic situation ranking is one of the most unstable in the facing of violence and instability. Millions of Ukrainian citizens have been forced to leave their homes and seek refuge in neighboring countries. Moldovan economic situation ranking is one of the most unstable in Europe and one of the closest countries to Ukraine, has been significantly affected by this wave of migration. Also, in this context, Moldova has faced major pressure on its social infrastructure, economy, and administrative capacities. The Republic of Moldova is a primary destination for those fleeing the war. The approximately 1.4 million Ukrainian citizens have entered Moldova from Ukraine, and over 118,000 refugees remaining in Moldova by the end of April 2024. Refugees often face legal obstacles in host countries, regardless of the host country's commitment to human rights and refugee protection under international law. For many Ukrainian citizens, Moldova represents the safest and closest country from the southwestern border of Ukraine. It's a transit country, a gateway to Western Europe. Moldova provides Ukrainians with a safe route to other destinations in the European Union. The large influx of refugees has led to the establishment of efficient and secure crossing points. Also, I want to mention that at the same time, the government of Republic of Moldova provides logistical and humanitarian support alongside the international organization and the International Organization for Migration. It has established reception and transit centers to meet the basic needs of refugees, such as temporary accommodation, food, and medical assistance. The government of Republic of Moldova, supported by other European Union countries and humanitarian organizations, has facilitated the transportation of refugees to final destination in Western Europe, thereby reducing pressure on its limited resources. Furthermore, for some Ukrainian citizens, Moldova is becoming a long-term destination due to geographical, cultural, and linguistic proximity. Another important aspect for the refugee citizen from Ukraine concerns the possibility of obtaining temporary protection status. Thus, the Republic of Moldova has offered Ukrainian refugees temporary protection, which grants them the right to reside and work legally, as well as access to health and education services. This temporary protection represents a significant legislative step in the context of this critical situation. Additionally, national and local authorities have mobilized a network of NGOs, local communities, and volunteers to support the social and economic integration of refugees. This process includes programs for learning the Romanian language, access to education for children, and vocational guidance. Last but not least, the implementation of these activities and context measures has been carried out with financial and technical support from the European Union and other international organizations, which have contributed to supporting refugees through housing, education, and vocational training programs. Moreover, as a candidate state for European Union membership, the Republic of Moldova has assumed a vital role in managing the humanitarian crisis, acting both as a transit country and as a destination of Ukrainian refugees. Despite considerable challenges, the national authorities continue to demonstrate solidarity and openness, becoming a model of humanitarian mobilization and regional cooperation. Continued assistance from the international community is vital for Moldova to sustain these long-term efforts, contributing to the stability and well-being of Ukrainian refugees. Regarding the analysis of migration flow from Ukraine in the context of Russian aggression, we must mention that following the invasion of Ukraine by the Russia aggressor, Ukrainian citizens were forced to leave their homeland and seek shelter in neighboring countries. The Republic of Moldova, being a neighboring state with shared borders with Ukraine, provided all necessary support to ensure the economic, social, and moral well-being of all the Ukrainian refugees. As you can see in the next slide, I'm sorry. As you can see in the next slide, which is we shared, according to official data from February 24, 2022 a year to May 12, 2024, a total of Ukrainian citizens that entered through Moldova is around 1 million citizens, and 243,279 were minors. By air was passed around 300,000 individual people, including 65,608 minors. Through the Moldova-Romanian land borders passed around 245,000 Ukrainian citizens, including around 55,000 minors. Of those who entered during the reference period, there are currently 120,000 Ukrainian refugee citizens residing in the Republic of Moldova, of which 42,000 are minors. The numbers tell the story. As you can see, total interest in this period it's a big data, and you can see that minors are around 243,000 people, and also you can see the official dates that related the difficult situation of migration in context of Russian aggression. Another statistical database analyzes the crossing of border points controlled by official authorities by Ukrainian refugee women, and of the total numbers of Ukrainian refugee citizens. Accordingly, a total of 600,000 women entered from February 2022 to May 2024 through the Moldova-Ukrainian land border, of which 118,000 were minors. Also, we can mention that around 200,000 individuals entered by air, including 32,000 minors, resulting in total around 800,000 refugee women. Also, in table number 3, we analyzed data regarding the crossing of border points controlled by official authorities by Ukrainian refugee men. And you can see that accordingly from February 2022 to May 2024, a total of 300,000 men entered through the Moldova-Ukrainian land border. Also, I'm going to mention that the General Inspectorate for Migration presents updated statistics regarding the documentation of Ukrainian citizens on the territory of the Republic of Moldova regarding temporary protection, the asylum system, and residence permits, and obtaining citizenships of the Republic of Moldova. As we can see, our national authorities assist all processes regarding temporary protection, asylum system, and residence permits. I want to mention that in this period was obtained permanent residence rights. It's around 3,000 people, and with temporary residence rights around 4,000 people. In this context, I want to mention some information regarding security policy in hybrid threats. And Russia's aggressions has not only produced a refugee crisis, it's also intensified hybrid threats in Moldova. This includes violations of Moldova airspace by Russian drones and missile debris, disinformation campaigns aimed at undermining trust in the government and the European Union, cyber attacks against the public institution, energy coercion via manipulation of gas supplies. These developments have undermined the notion of Moldova as a distant or neutral observer at the war. Instead, Moldova is directly targeted in Russia's broader strategy of destabilizing EU eastern neighborhood. Also, regarding national security and control shift, we must mention that in response, Moldova adopted a national security strategy that redefines security in multidimensional terms, encompassing human security, energy security, cyber security, and information security. Also, we must mention that our role in partnership, in European partnership. A central innovation of European Union is security cooperation. This way, the European Union Partnership Mission in Moldova, established at Moldova's request in April 2023 and launched in May 2023 as a civilian common security and defense policy. Accordingly to its official mandate, it provides strategic level advice to Moldovan authorities on crisis management and security sector reforms. Also enhances its ability to tackle hybrid threats, including foreign information manipulation and interference. Also, beyond civil missions, the European Union has also stepped up in defense-related assistance to Moldova through the European Peace Facility. In 2025, the European Union announced an additional 60 million for Moldova's defense, making the country the second largest beneficiary of EU support after Ukraine. Also, I want to mention that Russia's invasion of Ukraine created a geopolitical momentum that reshaped EU enlargement policy. Within days of the invasion, Ukraine, Moldova, and Georgia applied for EU membership. Moldova submitted its application on 3rd March 2022. The process advanced at an unprecedented pace. June 2022, the European Council grants candidate status to Moldova and Ukraine. December 2023, the European Council decided to open accession negotiations with Moldova. 25 June 2024, the first intergovernmental conference between Moldova and the EU take place, formally opening accession talks. 22 September 2025, Moldova successfully completes the screening process for all 333 chapters of the ACUS. Also, no chapters have yet been opened. The speed of this process will reflect both Moldova's reform efforts and the European Union recognition of the strategic importance of stabilization the eastern neighborhood in response to Russia's aggression. Also, in conclusion, I want to mention that also Republic of Moldova have a lot of problem to resolve in connection to European connection, and Russia's aggression against Ukraine has fundamentally altered the geopolitical security and humanitarian landscape of Europe. As the Republic of Moldova sits at its shaped age, the migration from Moldova has had to manage one of the highest refugee to population ratios in Europe, adapt its legal framework to approximate the EU temporary protection regime, and confront complex challenges of labor market integration, education, and healthcare provision. International support has been crucial, but structural questions regarding long-term integration and status remain unresolved. In terms of security, the war has exposed Moldova's vulnerability to hybrid threats, disinformation, cyber attacks, energy coercion, and prompted a comprehensive rethinking of national security policy. In this context, we must to sum that Russia's aggression against Ukraine has not only inflicted immense suffering and displacement, but has also triggered a structural realignment of Moldova's internal policies. This realignment, while crisis-induced, offers an opportunity for the country to consolidate itself as a resilient, democratic, and European state, provided that the both domestic actors and international partners sustain their commitments in the years ahead. Thank you for your attention. If you have some